All right, Lee.
Anything but.
Okay, Lee.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Jerry in Tipton, Indiana. Hello.
Hi, Tom. This is Jerry.
Hi, Jerry.
Long-time listener, first-time caller, Tom. Love the show.
Thanks, Jerry. Now, are you on a car phone or a...
Yeah, listen, Tom, thank God. I just wanted to say thank God for Dr. Heimlich.
Oh, he saved your life, huh?
4 times. Once was beef, once was bacon, once was veal, and once it was gum.
Why don't you try soup?
Excellent thought, Tom. Yeah, I live in Tipton. I'm hoping to move to Vancouver.
I hope you live long enough. Jeez.
Tom, this is your friend Dave. I have a show at NBC. You were on the other night, and I just wanted to call to thank you and to congratulate you on your radio show. I got to go. I'm here in a stray bullet zone on the Deegan. I got to hit the road. Good night.
Very, very funny, huh? Letterman. Now, was he the first voice too? He was the whole thing. Oh, you're kidding. You know what's funny? Now it can be told, okay? And I hope Dave's got the radio on in his car. By the way, Dave, what are you doing driving around at 1 o'clock in the morning? Letterman was going to call in the last hour and wish us a happy anniversary, which I don't care about, but the producers, they set this up because they think it's cute and it's great, okay? So now the hour goes by, the last hour, and Letterman never calls. We're trying to break up Pierre Frenet, the French chef, with a call from Dave Letterman, right? Which is kind of like putting your silverware in your garbage disposer. It fits that well. So now Letterman doesn't call. There's no call. And now they put up this guy, Jerry, in Tipton, Indiana, to congratulate us on 3 years on the air. And I'm saying for the whole hour, I'm saying to Deb in the control room, didn't you hear me say, I don't want to talk to anybody about the 3rd anniversary, bump Jerry down. So we've been bumping this guy down for the whole hour. It's Letterman. We've bumped Letterman. Hey, turnabout is fair play, huh? He had his turn 9 years ago. Tonight I got mine. You know, these things happen. All right, let's wind it up here with thanks, Dave. And by the way, Dave, you were very kind to me last night, and I appreciate that. Thank you, sir. I talked to Bob Morton, the producer of the Letterman show today. Where is the sweatshirt? A joke now. Dorothy in North Bergen, New Jersey. Hello.
Hello. Hi there.
Sure won't.
No.
Good night, Sue.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Jerry in Tipton, Indiana. Hello.
Hi, Tom. Hi, Helen.
Hi.
Hi, Jerry. How are you?
Fine. You two are fabulous together.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Jerry.
you.
Listen, how about that Frank from North Carolina? What a loser.
What do you mean a loser?
Well, what was that? What was he trying to say?
Well, he said that he and his son went to the Dragon show.
Oh, then it was all right. I misunderstood. I'm telling you, I'm exhausted. I'm just worn out.
Well, I'm sorry to hear it, Jerry. Try to get a hold of yourself.
Hope we're not keeping you up.
Business, and what with Halloween, it's gone crazy. Listen, Helen,
Yes.
Any plans to tour or anything like that?
Well, we do dates all the time, but
Coming through Tipton, Indiana in the future, do you think?
Not anytime soon.
no. Let's see. I'm going to be in St. Louis Friday and Cedar Rapids on Saturday. No, not upcoming.
Well, I've lived in Tipton all my life, but I'm hoping to move to Vancouver. Listen, Tom, how was the vacation?
Vacation was wonderful.
Now, I heard something that the police came to your house and you had like 25 cats. Is that true?
Not true.
Okay, I have 6 myself. All right, I'll jump off now. Bye-bye.
Okay, now wait a second, Jerry, before you go.
What's that?
Are you doing a new show tonight, or is it a rerun?
I'm sorry?
Is it a new show tonight, or is it a rerun?
Let me ask you something. Does it sound like I'm hanging up?
I think I know who that was, don't I, huh? We will continue with Helen Reddy and her newest album, Feel So Young, right after these messages.
This is a story.
We are back with Helen Reddy. Now, the guy, Jerry, in Tipton, Indiana, we think is Dave Letterman.
I'd put money on it.
Yeah, I think so. Dave called us for our anniversary, remember? Do we have that on tape? I guess it's still in New York. But he called from the freeway, and he made believe he was somebody else, and then he said he was Dave, which is why I asked him if he had a new show or a rerun.
See, this is karma. This is karma in action. Remember that woman?
Dave Letterman.
No, but you know that woman who said that she was his wife and kept going out there and staying in his house?
Yep.
You see, this is what happened. That you see, that was karmic reward.
Now, Dave, you used to close for Dave, didn't you?
That's right, yeah.
He was your opening act?
Yeah.
How was he as an opening act?
He was very good. Well, look, he's done well.
Well, yeah, I know he's done well, but that has nothing at all to do with how good he is. I mean, he happened to be in the right place when I decided to leave,
I see.
But no, he was a good opening act,
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah, he's a funny guy.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dave Letterman calling, well, he's out here in L.A., doing the big Larry King special, so, we get the radio phone
Oh, he's
call.
here in town now?
Yeah, doing the Larry King.
Do you think he's trying to take over this show?
He can have it, but not till I'm through. Ann in the Bronx, hello.
Actually, Helen's helped a lot of up-and-coming artists.
We are back and joined from Fort Lee, New Jersey by Bill Carter, who is the chief television writer for the New York Times back in Manhattan and the author of a splendid new book called The Late Shift, Letterman, Leno, and the Battle for the Night. Bill, thanks for coming on and welcome to this program. Appreciate you being here.
Great to be here, Tom.
Why did you call the Tomorrow Show an eccentric talk show?
I can't imagine why. I guess that was your reputation in those days.
Okay,
Tom.
anyway, let me ask you here about your own feelings after talking with all the players involved. I'm only 3/4 of the way through your book, and we just booked you here this afternoon, so I haven't finished it. But it seems to me that despite the battles behind the scenes, Letterman and Leno in public conducted themselves as gentlemen.
There's no question about that. They are gentlemen, and I appreciated that tremendously. I found that, as I've had a lot of experience covering people in show business, these are two classy individuals. They did not in any way do anything cutthroat personally. They didn't take any steps that I would consider to be unethical at all.
Let me ask you here about the first mistake in a long line of mistakes made by the management at NBC that ultimately led to the departure of David Letterman. Would you say it was the promise of The Tonight Show to Jay Leno before consultation with Letterman that really sent this barrel over the falls?
Yes, but I think the dominoes were actually set in motion, oddly enough, by CBS, because CBS first approached Leno. They attempted to hire him away from NBC back in about 1990, and at that point, NBC didn't want to lose Leno and sort of began to make more promises to Jay that he would eventually get The Tonight Show, although there was no overt promise at that point. I'd also argue that their mistake with Letterman might go back a little further, because they didn't really have a relationship with the guy. He was a gigantic star for them. He was producing enormous revenues. And yet, they didn't really have a relationship. He was, at odds with the management of NBC. And I think that's a mistake. When you have a star of that caliber, you have to do your best to keep him happy.
Let me just fill in from a personal experience with the NBC television network lasting better than 12 years. There used to be a man who worked for the company named David Tebbutt,
right,
whose job was vice president for talent. And his job was to keep us happy. If there were a problem with Johnny Carson or with any of the NBC stars, Carson would find out what the problem was and attempt to solve it, and most times did so successfully. When he left to go to Carson Productions back in the 1980s, all of a sudden there was nobody available to handle the kinds of problems that Letterman had with the network in the mid-1980s. There was nobody assigned to keep David Letterman happy.
Yes, you've cited a crucial problem because, NBC, when the management changed, when GE came in, the talent relations department was one of the things I think that was drastically cut. And I think that came back to haunt them eventually. I think there was nobody who really knew how to, keep those people happy. And it's not because they had big egos or whatever, but people who are on the air who are stars, they do have certain needs, and I think you have to pay attention to them. And they fell down on that badly, I think.
Okay, we have Don in Kokomo, Indiana. Hello, Don, you're on.
Hey, Tom, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing fine, Don. How are you tonight?
I'm driving, man.
Uh-oh. Be careful now, Donnie.
I'm on 465. It circles Indianapolis. It's an access road.
Yeah, gotcha.
And I got cruise control hooked up. I'm doing 95 miles an hour.
Geez, Don.
I got the lights off. How you doing, buddy?
I'm okay, buddy. How are you?
Hey, are you a big man, Tom?
6'4", Don.
Yeah, I'm big myself. I'm 5'10", 290. Tom. Hey, Tom.
Yeah, Don.
You know the other night you was talking about them model trains?
Yeah.
And here's something you might enjoy. I bought me an actual train myself. I got a 46 680 Vincent diesel.
Oh, hell of a locomotive. Hell of a loc.
80,000 pounds.
Yeah.
And, it's in parts now. I'm putting her together, and I'm going to run it around the yard in the spring.
Hey, Don, before we go ahead here, did you want to ask this guy from the New York Times anything, or should we just have him sit here?
Who's your guest, Tom?
This guy's named Bill Carter, Don. He's with the New York Times.
You know, I didn't vote for him, but I thought... Hey, Tom?
Yeah, Don.
You know who you ought to get on that show?
Who's that?
You know, Lee Armstrong, first man on the moon?
No. Neil Armstrong, first man on the moon.
Listen, a buddy of mine that works at the county says when he landed, he had a deal with a Japanese thermos company, and he stepped out on the moon and started drinking soup. And they run that commercial in Japan, and Armstrong makes $2 million a year off it.
Is that right? Well, you know what they say about the thermos, Don?
Huh?
You know what they say about the thermos?
No.
Yeah, well, it keeps hot things hot and cold things cold, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but how do it know?
Hey, Tom?
Yeah, Don.
Did you see the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I did.
You know...
Just a second, hold on.
What?
Let me just have Bill Carter say hi. Just say hi to Don and Kokomo, Bill.
Don, how you doing?
Who's this?
This is Bill, Don. He's my buddy. He's the guest on the show tonight.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
What do you do for a living?
I write for a newspaper.
I'm in sand and gravel. I work out at Johnson County Sand and Gravel. What? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, you're on, Don. Go ahead.
And when the sand and gravel comes in, they got to have a man tell you what's sand, what's gravel. That's me.
Gotcha. In other words, you pick the sand from the gravel.
Well, not actually pick it. I have a trained eye.
Well, I know. But in other words, you identify the sand and you identify the gravel, right?
Yeah. And
but Don, like the thermos, how do you know?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Whatever happened at, I heard that Doc McMahon. You remember him on that Johnny Carson show?
No. Ed McMahon.
Is he dead?
No.
Oh.
No, he moved to Jersey.
Yeah. Hey, Tom.
Yeah, Don.
If I get this train up in my yard, can you come out and do a show or something?
Absolutely.
School kids, I've already put out flyers. School kids is interested. And just the damn neighbors is all.
All right. Hey, listen, Don.
Yeah?
I know you don't understand this, but I got a commercial to do here, and I got to go, so I have to say goodnight to you.
Hey, Tom, I'm calling to wish you happy anniversary.
Okay, Don, thanks a million. Watch that speed now, Don.
Huh?
Don't drive so fast.
Yeah, well, hey, look, I don't tell you how to run your little show.
But you will. Good night, Don. Good night, Tom, and thanks for taking my call. Let me just say to Bill Carter, I apologize for putting you on the shelf. Do you know what just happened?
No, but I think you still have an eccentric talk show.
I do. Tonight's program, Bill Carter is himself, and I am myself, and the part of Don was played by David Letterman.
I guessed that.
We will be right back with Bill Carter and the Late Show Wars after these messages. We are back and joined by the enormous talents of Mr. Calvert DeForest, who burst upon the scene in 1982 on the late night program with David Letterman as Larry Bud Melman, and has created a worshipful gaggle of new fans of all ages across the country. I am so happy you're here tonight. You have made me laugh so very, very many times, and it's really a pleasure to meet you in person.
Pleasure to meet you. I'm glad you asked.
Thank you. And Mr. DeForest's new book is called Cheap Advice, A Guide to Low-Cost Luxury. And may I give the folks an example, and then we will go forward with this, okay? If you peruse this book, for example, he gives you the 3 golden rules of business. Rule number 1, think of something people want. Rule number 2, make it cheap. rule number 3, sell it for a lot.
True.
How long had you been thinking about this concept before you came up with this book?
Oh, quite a while.
Really?
Yeah.
And what are some other rules to live by that you give people, without giving away the whole book here, but, you know, in terms of developing low-cost luxury in your life?
Well, I mean, in order to do that, you'd have to buy the book. I'm not giving out any. That's the whole idea.
Oh, I see. In other words, there's no free samples here.
Oh, no.
And can I ask you then, since you're not going to give away the surprise ending in the book,
right?
You would it be fair to say that you're a veteran actor, character actor in motion pictures?
I would say. And
that you had worked as an actor long before we saw you on Late Night with David Letterman.
Yeah, I used to do where I lived. Off-Broadway community theater, and a lot of NYU movies. That's how I got onto the David Letterman
Well,
show.
that's what I was about to ask you. How did you get onto the David Letterman show?
Well, I had done so many of these movies, and this particular one, they were the writers that wrote and did the whole bit, and they were looking for a writer's spot on a TV show, and they picked David's show, which I had no idea, and I got a call that night to go up and introduce David, and that was it.
Mm-hmm. And it was so good. I mean, it caught on. I mean, the audience went crazy for it.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. And who came up with the line, "So long, sucker," or whatever? What is that line?
So long, suckers.
Yeah.
That's David's line. Yeah.
And now you don't do Larry Bud Melman anymore.
Well, no, NBC took it away. It's the intellectual property of NBC.
Can you imagine? I mean, really.
But why? David gave me the name, so I don't see the sense behind it.
I know, but I still see you on with David all the time, so it's not like that link is gone. Anyway, let me go to the phones. Here is Jerry calling us now, our friend Jerry from Tipton, Indiana. Hi, Jerry. It's Tom. How are you?
Hey, Tom. How you doing, man?
Fine, Jerry. How's it going out there in Tipton tonight?
Hey, good. Hey, Tom, looks to me like the audition is continuing for you, huh, buddy?
Yeah.
Listen. Hey, Tom, let me ask you something. You like that NyQuil? Oh, man, that stuff is good.
I'll tell you, though, Jerry.
On the Interstate, the 465.
Yeah.
I got the big bore, big block 427 Hemi Cuda, you know, with a NASCAR rear end.
Yeah.
Dialed it up on the cruise control 106, pal. I had the lights off, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Hey, who you got on tonight?
It's this guy. He's on with David Letterman. His name is Calvert DeForest. He was with David Letterman. Remember this Larry Bud Melman character?
Hey, Tom, is this the guy? Is this the boy who just got out of prison?
No.
Or something?
No. Yeah. He used to be on with Dave a long time ago.
Let me ask you something. Did you ever wrestle?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't, Jerry.
You look like you could wrestle, I'm telling you.
I could handle him, kid, let me tell you.
Hey, you ever watch wrestling?
All the time.
Man, I enjoy it. Me and my wife, Linda, we enjoy the wrestling, boy. I want to tell you something. Tom, hang on a second.
Wait, hold on. Hey.
Stop it! Okay, I'm back, Tom. Tom.
Yeah.
Hey, Tom, is Merv Griffith dead? Get him on.
No.
You ever see him on Dallas?
No, I don't see Merv on Dallas.
I enjoyed that. I like that.
Yeah, now let me ask you a question, Jerry.
Stop it! Hey, Tom, I gotta go check the circuit breaker.
Hold on, hey, Jerry. Let me ask you one question. Is he gone?
He's gone.
I think he hung up.
Hey, Jerry. Jerry? Oh, he's going to hang. He's checking the circuit breaker. I wanted to ask him about his wife, Linda, you know? So now, besides the appearances that you make now on the David Letterman program at CBS, where you appear in a variety of new characters, what else do you do these days?
Well, the MCI commercials.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And what was the other one?
What was it?
Yeah, what was it?
Was it a car?
No, it was another commercial.
Oh.
And it was with the fellow that works with Macaulay called not Jeremiah. You know his name.
I haven't got the foggiest, Calvert. Not a clue. Don't look to me for help, sucker.
No, that's not being nice.
Well, excuse me.
Wood is his last. Elijah Wood.
Elijah Wood, right.
And he was a joy to work with. A real pleasure.
Terrific. Anyway, I got to take a little break here. Can you stick around for a few minutes?
Well, of course.
Oh, terrific. Calvert DeForest is here tonight, folks. The book is called Cheap Advice. a guide to low-cost luxury. We'll continue with Mr. DeForest and some of your toll-free phone calls right after these messages. So stay right there. Thanks for watching. We're back with Larry King, and let's go to Mary in Swampscott, Massachusetts. Hello, Mary.
Hi.
Why are you up?
How are you?
I'm
Why
fine.
are you up, Mary?
Why are you up, Mary?
Because I went out to dinner with my girlfriends, and we went to a club after that, and the men were so busy talking to each other
Really?
that we didn't get pinched on the bum once.
So that's why you stayed up, Mary?
That's right, and you're the best that's happened all night.
Oh, that's wonderful. You're an ill lady,
Yeah,
Mary.
but Mary, you've only got 35 minutes.
That's right. That's right. And call Tom over the weekend when he's available.
Do you have a
Love Larry
question for
King.
Larry? Mary, do you have any questions for Larry besides why you're up?
Who's the best person you've ever interviewed?
That's a good question.
Well, it's a tough question because there are so many in each category.
Well, I would probably say Sinatra, in that he was hard to get. He was very responsive. He's a great guest. He embodies all the things you want in a good guest. So if I had to pick one jumping out of the hat, but I started real young, Tom.
Does he have any gas left?
Frank?
Yeah.
Still singing. Guy's going to be 80. It's hard to believe.
Yeah, you know, Frank
Unbelievable.
Jr. was here the other night. He said the toughest part of being Frank Jr. is watching your dad grow old, which, by the way, was true for me. I watched my dad grow old and die. It's awful.
I didn't. My father died when I was young.
Oh, really?
I wish I'd have had that. Did your father live?
He lived
Right.
to 67. I mean, he lived till 1974. So he saw his kid go on NBC. He got that, you know, but he didn't get to see a lot of stuff. You know, he died way too young.
Yeah.
It's tough. Mary, I'm glad you called. Thank you.
Tom?
Yeah.
Prime time.
I beg your pardon?
Prime time.
What about it?
You belong in it.
Well, maybe one night he could sit in on Larry King at the Moment.
Okay. Okay. I'll buy that. Love
No.
your show.
Larry King,
Thank you,
as
Mary.
you see it. Mary, thanks for calling. Bye-bye
You're
now.
welcome. Bye-bye.
Steve in Jackson, is it Jackson, Michigan or Jackson, Mississippi?
Jackson, Michigan, Tom.
Hi, Steve. How are you? Why are you up?
I'm up late because I'm 25 and I'm waiting for my wife to come home from work. She owns a Greek restaurant here in town. and
Really?
She ought to be pulling it any minute.
Good.
Wow. What do you do?
What do? I'm getting ready to be a law student.
You wait a
back
minute.
to school.
She owns a restaurant, and you're going to be a law student?
Hey, Steve, in the
That's
next
right.
lifetime, we want to be you.
Yeah, that's right, Steve. When are you going to dump her?
Never.
Nah, don't do it, Steve. And you get all the Greek food you want, right?
Oh, I'm waiting, hoping she's bringing some spinach pie home
Do you watch Tom every night?
every night.
Why?
Why? Well, I think
Stuck,
he's got,
huh?
I think he's got the best talk show on TV.
Never call me again. I think he has the second best. No, I love Tom. Tom is one of my... Always like Tom. You know what you're watching tonight?
Larry.
Sheer talent.
Larry.
He's great.
He's over here. He's over
comfortable.
here.
I mean,
Oh, he's over there?
Yeah.
No sweat in the lip tonight. It's fantastic.
Isn't this unbelievable?
It's great.
Usually it's right here, you know?
Oh, you mean that's the camera?
Yeah, that's the camera.
Oh. Well, you can't speak because I'm not in it. I don't see myself in it.
Larry's looking over here.
I don't know where I'm looking
Oh, you're looking at the
the
speaker. Right. Steve,
see, now, I ring my calls in an earpiece.
Oh, no, I don't do that.
Well, I gather. Okay.
No.
So since I bring in an earpiece, I don't have any box somewhere underneath my leg.
You know why I don't have the earpiece in?
Why?
Because if you have an earpiece, they can talk to you from the control room as well. And I don't want to listen to them while I'm on the air.
So you have no earpiece at all?
None whatsoever. That's why I talk to this. There's a reason they have stage managers. If I'm in trouble, I say, Mark, what do they want? And he tells me exactly what they want.
You mean I could do this?
Sure.
And we just hit speaker?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this.
Yeah. And Steve, I'm glad you called, and thank you for the compliment.
Thanks a lot, Tom. Great
Okay.
show.
All right. Bye-bye now.
You don't have any hesitancy to look. You don't desire to look down there.
Why would I look down? They're right here. They're right here.
The box is there. The voice is coming out of a box. At
I
the bottom of your
respond to
foot.
what I see more than what I hear. I can't believe. How long have you been on CNN?
10 years in June.
You're kidding. With this attitude?
No, what
you don't look at a box on CNN. You
no,
don't,
I got it in my ear. I hear them, and I look at Pingo, and I see myself in a. You have a monitor here where the guest doesn't see itself. A monitor behind me where the guest doesn't know what's happening. You got a box on the floor. You got this great set, which is telling me something. I don't know what it's telling me, but it's telling me something dramatic.
Yeah.
And we're being watched by 3 CBS executives.
That's right. No, only 2.
And their nephews call in.
Yeah. Every caller is Steve Titt. Let's not be too inside. Let me ask you here about not being on the radio at night. I miss it desperately, and I wonder, yeah.
The biggest mistake, if I made one mistake in broadcasting, was leaving nighttime radio. I would have left radio anyway, because, you know, I'm 61 now, and
You've done it, Larry.
Paid some dues. I've got nothing left to prove, and I love my CNN show, and I like going out making speeches, and I like writing. So I don't miss radio during the day at all.
No.
Because the daytime today on radio is... I mean, they're out there.
Yeah.
And, you know, these people are not sure that King George III wasn't too good a guy. You know what I mean? I mean, Jefferson was a little crazy.
Yeah.
But nighttime radio, as you know when you would sit in and do it, the people were alert, sharp, good callers, college students.
Yeah, like our crowd here. It's great.
Yeah, they're funny.
It's great.
They're hip. You know, we did Why Are You Up one night, and a guy calls up and says, why are you up? He says, I'm a thief.
Really?
And I stay up nights because I rob at night. He says, in fact, I'm in a house right now robbing.
Elliott in Gas City, Indiana. Hello, why are you up?
Hello, Tom.
Hey, Elliott, how are you?
Okay, how are you?
Couldn't be better, Elliott. Why
Elliott, are you up because you're depressed?
Tonight's the night I give myself a physical.
I mean, Elliott, do you cough all by yourself? How does that go?
Tom, who's your guest?
It's a guy named Larry King, Elliott.
What's he do?
He's
Elliott, you give yourself a physical in Gas City, Indiana?
Did you guys see the Super Bowl?
What, Elliott? I'm going to make a wild guess.
No, don't make a guess. No, don't make any guesses not right now. Elliott, what about the Super Bowl, pal?
You know what I think? I think the real Super Bowl was like 3 weeks ago when the Niners played the Cowboys.
Oh, really?
What an original thought, Elliott. Elliott?
You know if Merv Griffin, is he dead?
Well, what happened? I'll tell you what happened to Merv.
No, Elliott, he's fine. It's just a lot of people think he's dead.
That's right, I think he's dead.
Yeah.
Actually, he may have passed away, but they put him on a park bench in St. Petersburg. No one knows.
Can I ask another question?
But can we ask you one question, Elliott? Why are you up? Oh, you give yourself the physical. What is your job, Elliott?
Hang on just a minute. Hey! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
This is a radio caller. This is a radio guy.
Raccoons, I think.
Yeah. What I was going to guess about Elliott, let me make a guess, Elliott. Elliott?
Yeah.
You're alone, aren't you?
Uh-huh.
Go ahead, Tom.
Anyway,
You know
Elliott,
about that, don't you, Larry?
Elliott, I'm glad you called, and have a wonderful evening and enjoy your physical.
I'm not done.
Oh, yes, you are. Bye-bye, Elliott.
Good night.
Good night, Elliott. Well, so far, Why Are You Up is proving...
It should be, yeah, exactly.
No, you see, what you wait... First of all, you should have had a whole staff of people here asking them questions off the air so you can show the CBS people, here's who's up. In other words, we got 46 people 25 years old. We have 123 people that are in their 30s.
Excuse me.
It's a survey.
They have 4 floors back there that do that in New York. 4 complete...
How do they know who to ask if they don't...
It doesn't make any difference. They do it.
You mean...
every week the report comes out on demographics as to who's watching and why they're up, and we don't question it. But it's fine.
You mean they don't talk to the people?
They don't have to because they're in demographic research. Don't you understand? This is New York. These people know what they're doing.
So in other words, they know.
Of course they do.
Just by talking to people, even though they may not be talking to the people who are up.
They just call the A.C. Nielsen Company and they do all this research and they get the printout every morning.
And careers are made or lost on this.
Ours, not theirs. Ours. We'll be right back with Larry King, and we'll be joined by some people at the 11th Street Diner.
Oh, we're going to go to that.
Yeah, we're not going to go there. We're going to bring them in here. As a matter of fact, there it is right up there on the screen now. Yeah, and it's empty. We'll be right back after these messages.